Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So on today's video, we will be discussing two important functions in Excel, which is the index function and the match function. So we will be studying them separately in this video, and then at the end of the video, I will be using them together to look up data very efficiently. So these two functions when combined together can overcome the limitations to VLOOKUP as well. So if you are liking the content onto this channel, please hit the like button. It gives me a lot of motivation to make more such videos. And with that said, let's get to the video. First of all, let's understand the functioning of the index function. So in this table, I have illustrated how the index function references every element in a matrix. So this is a 2D matrix wherein every cell represents the address of its content. So for example, if I'm referring to cell D8, this is the third row and first column cell. So index function will reference it in a manner that this is the third row and the first column. Similarly, if I move to, let's say, this cell, which is cell I12, so this cell is seventh row and sixth column. So once we are clear with this is how index function references every element in a matrix. So let us first understand how the index function works. So let us suppose I want the contents of cell E14, which is the ninth row and second column, into cell E18. So how will I do that using the index function? So to do that, I will simply type index in cell E18 where I want to apply the index function, and then I will be prompted to enter three parameters. The first parameter is the array. Array basically refers to the range of cells which form the matrix, which your entire data is. So in this scenario, my entire data is this 10 by 10 matrix. So I will be doing that. Since I'm not dragging the formula, I need not lock the range of cells, but it is the best practice to lock these range of cells because while using index match together, you will be dragging the formula from left to right or top to bottom. So I've done that. Once I'm done with that, it will prompt me to enter the row number. So since I want the ninth row, I will be specifying that. And once I'm done with that, the third parameter is the column number. So the column number is 2 in our scenario, since I want the ninth row and second column content in this cell. Once I am done with that, I will close the brackets and I will press enter. So now I have 9 comma 2 in cell E18, which is the content of this cell. So if I change the content of this cell, let's say I change it to 45, it will now show me 45. If I change it to 100, it will now show me 100. So this is how you can use index function to basically reference any element in this matrix. With that understood, we will now understand how the match function works in Excel. So we will be using the match function to dynamically enter the row number or column number inside the index function. So match function works in a one dimensional space. So basically, let us suppose I have this row 5 and I want to know in cell D18 what is the number of this row while traversing from row 1 to row 10. So I can basically do that using the match function. So I will simply type match, and then I would have to give the lookup value, the value that I need to find. So that is row 5, and then I will move on to the second parameter, which is the lookup array. So in which area do I need to find the address of row 5? I want to find the address of row 5 in these range of cells, which is starting from C6 to C15. So whenever you are specifying the array or range of cells, you definitely need to lock the entire range so that it does not change while dragging your formulas to the from left to right and from top to bottom. So I've done that, and now I want the exact match. So in almost all the scenarios, we will be requiring an exact match in order to be very accurate with our formulas. So once I'm done with that, I will close the brackets, and now it tells me that in these set of cells, the row number of row 5 is 5. Similarly, if I want to find the number of ninth row, it is 9. So match function basically gives me a number where it finds a particular value that I have provided in the lookup value to this formula. So now, once we understand both the index and match function separately, now we would be using them together in this sheet. So let us suppose I have this dummy data created wherein I have two tables. The first one is table 1 and the second is table 2. So table 2 has some attributes of the employee of a particular company. So table 2 has some data like salary, weight, height and location, while table 1 has just the age of every employee, but both of them have the employee ID. So to apply the index match, you definitely need a particular primary key in both the tables so that you can match them and basically populate data from one table to the other. So in this scenario, what we will be doing is we will be populating all these columns using the index match function in table 1 from table 2. So in order to do that, what I will do is in cell D3, I will start applying the index match function. So I will be using them together. So let me type in index. So the first parameter to index function is the range of cells or the range of metrics that we need to find the values in. So basically that is table 2 in our scenario. So I will be specifying the entire range of table 2 and I will be locking this range of cells. So locking will help me to prevent any wrong values in the data once I drag this formula from top to bottom or left to right. So once I'm done with the range parameter, the array parameter, now I will be entering the row number. So in order to populate the row number, I would be doing that dynamically using the match function. So how will I do that? I will simply type match and I will be populating the row number using the match function. So match has three parameters. The first parameter is the lookup value. So I want to look up the salary of employee ID 1741. So the lookup value in this scenario is A3. But if I will drop or drag this formula down or to the right, this value will change. So in order to prevent that from happening, what I will do is I will simply press F4 button and lock the column to this range since I don't want the formula to be changed from employee ID to name. So which is why I don't want the column to change in this cell reference. So which is why I'm locking the column. And I want the row to change. When I drag this formula from top to down, the employee ID should move on from 1741 to 1662. So which is why I'm not locking the row number. I'm just locking the column number. Once I'm done with that, I will go to the second parameter, which is the lookup array, which specifies into which area do I need to find this 1741 employee ID. I need to find this 1741 employee ID in these range of cells. So since this is a range of cell, I will again be locking this parameter. And I will be locking them by both rows and columns so that they are very static. Once I'm done with that, I will be supplying the third parameter, which is the exact match. So now I have provided the row number using the match function in this table. Once I'm done with that, I will now be populating the column number using the match function. So now I will type match to populate the column number, and the first value will be the lookup value. So the lookup value in this scenario is the salary. So I want the column which is salary to be populated in cell D3. So which is why I am using this salary reference as a lookup value. So I would now be locking this cell reference. So since I don't want the rows to change while populating the column, so which is why I'm locking the row number, which is why it is showing up as $2, and I'm not locking the column number D since I want to drag this formula from left to right and populate basically weight, height, location as well in this table. So I will just be locking the row number while I'm populating the column. So once I'm done with that, I will then be supplying the lookup array. So basically, the salary function we need to find where is what we would be supplying in this lookup array parameter. So I want to find the salary column in these range of cells from that is from L2 to Q2. So I would be, since this is the range of cells, I would be locking them entirely. I would be locking them by the row and by the column as well. Once I'm done with that, I would be supplying the match type parameter, which is the exact match in all the scenarios. And I will then close the bracket for index function as well. And I will press the enter button. So I now have the salary of employee ID 1741, which is $4132. So we can match this data. 1741 ID has $4132 of salary. So if I want to populate all the columns in this table, I will simply copy this cell and drag the formula using the page special method. Alt ESF is what I will press, and then I will press the enter button. And now my entire data has been populated in table 1 from table 2 in the blink of an eye. So this is how powerful this function is when we use index match together. So you can populate larger data sets using the same technique in your Excel sheet very efficiently, and that too without any errors. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video.